Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's Career Discovery live stream presentation on TRIO services. My name is Amanda Wydula, University and Student Development Coordinator at the Bank of North Dakota, and I will be facilitating today's webinar. During today's session, attendees will learn about all of the services that TRIO offers to high school and college students. Some housekeeping items today. In the menu of the webinar, there is a Q&A function that we encourage all of you to use for the questions or comments that you have about today's webinar. There's also a chat feature if you'd like to use that as well. We will be monitoring both. We will answer your questions at the end of the webinar, but please put them in the Q&A or chat when you have them so that you don't forget to ask them. Our two presenters today are Cara Davis. Cara is the Assistant Director at the University of North Dakota TRIO Educational Opportunity Center. The Educational Opportunity Center, which I will refer to now as EOC, is a great resource for individuals who want to earn a high school diploma or GED or pursue a college education. EOC advisors work with low-income, first-generation participants who show academic potential to help them ultimately enroll at the college of their choice. EOC offers services to adults, high school students, and veterans who want to continue their education. Cara has worked for UND TRIO programs for 12 years. Our second presenter is Joan Doherty, who is the Assistant Director for the University of North Dakota TRIO Student Support Services Program. Student Support Services assists eligible students with the transition from high school or other stages of life to college and support students as they make the adjustment to university-level academic expectations. The program provides academic and personal support to help students develop strategies to navigate the university system, stay in school, accomplish their educational goals, and graduate. Joan has worked for UND TRIO programs for 36 years. Welcome, both of you, and you can take it away.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for allowing us to be part of your Career Discovery presentation this afternoon. And we're happy to share information on TRIO programs with you today. TRIO programs are federally funded programs through the Department of Education that provide assistance to students and help us all understand planning for and completing college, because it can be complicated. And sometimes we think college could be out of reach for us. So what we do is give students from disadvantaged backgrounds the motivation and support they need to enter college and graduate with a degree. And because of the population served, sometimes because we don't know if college is for us, there will be a larger gap in educational attainment between highest and lowest income students.
So because students often lack the support system and the guidance necessary to be successful in college, TRIO programs exist. They provide that structure for students. There are several programs within TRIO that we're going to touch on shortly, but the programs are targeted to serve and assist students as they move through the academic pipeline. So the programs target students starting in middle school all the way to post-baccalaureate programs, meaning graduate school. At UND, our TRIO programs serve 2,591 students annually.
TRIO programs in general provides academic tutoring, personal counseling, mentoring, financial guidance, and other support. And it's just important to understand that services are available to us that are beneficial support systems that help us complete our educational goals.
Now we're going to touch on the populations that are served by TRIO programs. It's important to note that each individual program does have unique criteria, but we're just going to talk about the general eligibility for TRIO programs. In particular, TRIO programs target first-generation students, which means that neither parent has a four-year degree. So for instance, if a student's parent has an associate's or 2-year degree, they would be considered first generation. Or if a student's parent is pursuing a bachelor's degree or a 4-year degree, but they have not yet finished, at that time, the student would be considered a first generation student. In addition to being a first generation student, TRIO programs do serve students based on Department of Education federal income guidelines that look at household size and family income. Some of the programs target individuals with disabilities. And in addition to that, some programs target underrepresented students or students in need of services. Now we're going to talk about the programs that are located at UND within our TRIO programs department. The programs, there are 5 programs, and we've divided them into pre-college and college level programs. So we'll start with the pre-college programs, and we're just going to touch on these briefly here, but then we'll go into them in more detail shortly. So the first pre-college program that we have here at UND is called Talent Search. And Talent Search works to connect promising students with higher education. And again, we'll dive into each program in a little bit more detail shortly. Upward Bound works with works to inspire high school students to aim higher. And then there's the Educational Opportunity Center, or EOC, and that's the program that I work for, which helps individuals achieve their academic goals.
After the pre-college programs, we'll talk about UND TRIO programs that serve college students here on our campus. We have Student Support Services, which promotes academic success for college students, and the Ronald E. McNair Post-Baccalaureate Achievement Program. And the long name is deserved because it helps students gain the doctoral advantage to become a McNair Scholar and go on to graduate schools. So these programs provide opportunities for students to adjust to college and plan educational goals beyond a 4-year degree.
Next, we'll dive in a little deeper to each of the programs. So starting with one of the pre-college programs, Talent Search. Talent Search operates in middle schools and high schools, and it provides information and assistance for successful completion of high school. Talent Search staff disseminate information and provide assistance to enroll and complete a post-secondary education to the students that they work with. They also provide services and opportunities to reach these goals. And as I mentioned, TRIO Talent Search services are available in middle schools and high schools. They are focused on particular target schools. So these services aren't available in all schools, just schools that are targeted through the TRIO Talent Search grant. Next, we'll talk about the Upward Bound program, another pre-college program. Upward Bound provides really intensive services, and it's a selective program. So this is a program that students would need to complete an application and apply to be part of. The focus of Upward Bound is on improving academic performance, graduating from high school, successfully enrolling in college, and then completing a college degree. As I mentioned, it provides pretty intensive support services throughout the academic school year. Staff go out to the target schools and provide guidance to students that are in the program. Students are able to earn a stipend throughout the school year and participate in cultural and educational activities. And then definitely the highlight of this program is a 6-week summer academic residential program held here on UND's campus, where students are able to come to UND and have a college-like experience on campus. Students to enroll in this program must be in grades 9 through 11, and they also must attend one of the 8 target schools that Upward Bound serves. Again, these services aren't in all schools, but they are in 8 target schools. And then rounding out the pre-college programs is Educational Opportunity Center, or EOC. EOC provides information and assistance with career exploration, financial aid or FAFSA completion, works with GED students or high school students looking to finish that diploma, works with students to complete college applications, and then provides additional support services for students. The EOC program serves high school students, adults, and veterans. A good way to think about this program is that the program can kind of serve anyone. It can serve the 16-year-old student that maybe has withdrawn from high school and is looking to re-enter or get a GED, or the 40-year-old adult who doesn't have a high school diploma who's looking to get a GED, or even a 40-year-old who's looking to enter college for the first time. So really can serve anyone at any age. And this program has offices located in East Grand Forks at Northland Community and Technical College, Devils Lake at Lake Region State College, in the Fargo-Moorhead area at M-State on the Moorhead side, and right here at UND.
And now we'll move on to the TRIO programs that are housed here at UND that provide services to UND college students. And the first one is Student Support Services. And we work to assist students with the transition to college, adjust to university level academic expectations, and learn how to navigate the university system and ultimately graduation. We provide academic assistance, work with financial aid, personal and cultural social participation. So when we talk about the academic assistance that we provide, we have what we call academic coaching, which is tutoring. And I just would like to say that sometimes from high school, we get another idea of what tutoring means. And in college, it's a means to work with other students and develop a deeper understanding of the material that you need to learn to be successful in your classes. And because of that, you know, you can reduce the amount of time you actually have to spend on a particular course, where if you work alone in calculus, it might take you 3 hours to get through 5 problems. You work with other students talking it over, maybe that's an hour and a half, so very beneficial. We do a lot of academic advising in conjunction with academic advisors in a student's major, and just helping them figure out the options that they have within the structure of their major. We provide assistance with study skills, math science review prep to get ready for math or science classes that you're not quite ready for at the collegiate level. We work a lot with computer application and technology. Just like some of the other programs, we assist students with FAFSA completion and financial and economic literacy so that we can better understand how we can support ourselves financially while we are college students and how we're going to pay back loans and so on that we may have incurred while we are students. We work with scholarship searches and helping students understand financial aid requirements. We also work with students to help them with career exploration and decision making. Sometimes the major that we choose when we are freshmen is not ultimately where we end up, so we need to think about that. We also help students with graduate school application processes, and then personal assistance and referral. The next program at UND that works with college students is the McNair Program. We'll use the shortened version there this time. And McNair assists undergraduate students to prepare for graduate studies, helps them define their goals academically and career-wise, and the opportunity to engage in research and develop relationships with faculty really goes a long way to helping them to see what it might be like as a graduate student. So they're developing skills that are vital to success at the doctoral level. And it's just an opportunity to work on these skills needed in graduate school while you are an undergraduate student. And then there is eligibility for the McNair program, the eligibility that we've discussed previously with first generation and income, and also that they are, I forget the word, that was out there first, but students who aren't typically enrolled in certain graduate degree programs. So, and the students need to be at least a junior with 60 credit hours. So those are the 5 TRIO programs that we have here at UND. We're located in a wonderful location with the construction of the new student union. We're right behind that facility that is being built as we speak. So we're on the 3rd floor of McCannell Hall, and our phone information and fax information is located on the screen, and also access to our website.
Okay, so that wraps up the services, the TRIO services and programs that are available here at UND. We also wanted to share information about other TRIO programs that are located throughout the state. It's important to note that TRIO programs don't just exist at UND, they are located at different institutions throughout the state. So we just wanted to share that information today. The other thing to note is that, you know, if you are a student tuning in today, or a parent, or even a counselor, if you're headed to a college and you believe you may be eligible for these types of services, is just to take a look at this list if it's one of the colleges you're planning to attend, or if you're going out of state, call that institution, call that college, and see if they offer TRIO programs, because these programs are not just limited to UND or North Dakota, they are found nationwide. So in the state of North Dakota, TRIO programs can be found at the following colleges and universities: North Dakota State University, Lake Region State College, Minot State, the University of Mary, Chandeska-Chicana Community College, and Turtle Mountain Community College. Again, if you're planning or looking into these institutions, we encourage you to reach out to see if you would be eligible for any TRIO services. And then keeping in mind that some of the services are pre-college and are offered directly in high schools in the state. Across the state, 4,223 students are served by TRIO programs annually.
Cara mentioned that TRIO programs are not just located in North Dakota, but are all over the United States. And there are more than 800,000 low-income first-generation students and students with disabilities, 6th grade through college graduation, that are served by these programs. And there are about 3,100 programs nationally that serve students. And these programs may be located at colleges, universities, and in some cases, agencies throughout the United States.
Okay, and with that, that wraps up the information that we wanted to share with you today. And we just wanted to open up some time if anyone has any questions for us.
All right, so the first question is, so if a student thinks that they qualify, what's the process? Do they have to reach out at their college to the TRIO program, or is there a mechanism in place that when a student enrolls, first-time freshman arrives on campus, does somebody, you know, tell them, hey, you qualify for TRIO services, or is it something that they have to seek out themselves?
Well, and it would depend on the college or university, and I can't speak for the other institutions, but here at UND, we do reach out to students prior to when they participate in the university orientation process. We have received information of who may be eligible for our program, so we invite them to participate in our program at that time, providing initial information and then trying to follow up with them when they arrive on campus. But students can certainly initiate that contact on their own.
And then I would just add to, you know, if, you know, for example, a school counselor or a parent is interested in advocating for the student, they can also refer or pick up the phone and call TRIO programs and just inquire on the student's behalf. Again, if they're not sure if they would qualify for services, and keeping in mind that, again, some of those services are pre-college, and so They could be receiving assistance with reviewing financial aid, assistance with FAFSA, college applications, the verification process for financial aid, all those steps to get them enrolled in college. So, if you're ever on the fence of, I'm not sure if this is a good fit for TRIO, we just encourage people to give us a call and we can help figure out services.
Awesome. So how, the next question is, how are TRIO services funded, and how do the different universities get selected to be a TRIO college, basically, to offer these services to students?
Sure. So as Joan mentioned, TRIO grants are located at universities or colleges or even agencies across the country. The grants are funded through the U.S. Department of Education. They are 5-year grant cycles. So when the applications are released, applicants fill out the grant application addressing the criteria, and it's a competitive process. And then if they're successful in receiving the grant, they're awarded those funds. So at any time there's a grant competition, individual institutions can write for those grant competitions. There is not priority, but prior experience points given to existing grants. So UND has had TRIO programs for over 50 years. We have some of the longest continuing TRIO programs in the nation, and we're very proud of that. And so oftentimes if institutions are receiving a grant, they will rewrite to continue to receive funding, or at least hopefully. So I hope that answers your question. Joan, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Well, if colleges, universities, or agencies do not currently have a TRIO program, when these grant applications become available, there is an announcement with that information that is posted in the Federal Register. So that's always a place to check for opportunities to write. And, there are other mechanisms that of colleges and universities just seeking out opportunities for grant-funded programs.
Wonderful. That is wonderful information and advice for those colleges and universities who, have maybe wanted to start a TRIO program. It's such a great opportunity for services to offer to their students. All right, so as a reminder, attendees, you can submit your questions in the questions box. We have a little bit of time left, about 5 to 7 minutes. So any questions that you might have or clarification that you would like from something that was mentioned earlier, you can pop them into the questions box at this time. All right, and while we're waiting for those last questions, our next career discovery webinars are this coming Thursday, March 18th, also at 2 p.m. on vocational rehabilitation services, which is another program available in the state of North Dakota for students and adults to get help with college and career. So that will the vocational rehab, again, will be this Thursday, March 18th, 2 days from now at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then next week is our military week. So we are going to be having presentations by the North Dakota Army National Guard and the North Dakota Air National Guard. So we're very excited to have those two presentations next week. And even more excited, next week is the first ever spring college fair in North Dakota. So next week on Monday, March 22nd, Tuesday the 23rd, and Wednesday the 24th from 9 a.m. to noon Central Standard Time, the Dakota Association of College Admissions Counselors is hosting a virtual spring college fair, which features 47 different exhibitors from colleges, military, and career options, not just in North Dakota, but we have some regional options too. So you can head on over to careercompass.nd.gov and click the Spring 2021 College Fair to get started on your college fair. You can actually view the booths right now, but we will have those exhibitors live in a live video chat during those times next week. All right, waiting for those last questions. So one more question, Joan, was about Upward Bound. So how do students apply for the summer camps program? Is there a call for applications that is put out, or how do students get access to the applications, and what's the process for them to apply for that?
Well, as Cara mentioned, the Upward Bound program is in certain targeted schools. So they work with the administration in getting information out to students, and there is an application process. And Cara has actually been more involved with that more recent than I have. So
Sure.
what else?
Yeah, I would just, there's 8 target schools that the program, as Joan mentioned, serves. So the student has to be currently attending at the time of application one of those target schools. They need to be in 9th through 11th grade, or they can be an 8th grader heading into 9th grade. It is a year-round program, so the student doesn't just apply to be in the summer program, they apply to be part of Upward Bound, which is a commitment year-round. It's way less intensive in terms of time commitment throughout the academic year. Obviously, the focus is on the students focusing on their high school work and getting good grades and providing support. But there is an application. I believe it is on the Upward Bound website. So students need to complete that application, which involves student information, parent guardian signatures, and some information from the parent or guardian. And then it does involve some recommendations from school personnel. So that would include a school counselor and a teacher. And so once the student has applied, it's a one-time application. And if they're successful in being admitted to the program, they are eligible to receive services up to 4 years. So if they join as a freshman, all the way through their senior year. And one thing I didn't mention about the summer program is that the high school students, when they attend in the summer, earn high school credit. And when they return and come to the program the summer after they graduate high school, they're able to earn college credit free of charge that summer. So again, really awesome program, great opportunity to receive support services, but also earn some money and credit at the same time.
That's awesome. Get a little bit of a head in their college degree a little bit. That's great.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right. Well, we are not seeing any further questions in this webinar, but is there anything else that you would like to share about TRIO programs or student support services at UND before we sign off?
I think I'll just add one thing that I usually tell folks when we're trying to talk about TRIO services. Sometimes it can be a little confusing. There's 5 programs. We threw a lot of information at you today. Just to remember TRIO, to think about individuals going on to college that need help. Think of TRIO. Think to call a college or university and ask if they have TRIO services. And please, at all times, the pre-college programs here don't assist students just coming to UND. We can help students going to any college or university. So please pick up the phone and give us a call, and remember TRIO programs when you're thinking about those college going plans. Joan, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I just think that high school counselors are in a position to encourage and support students as they're completing their high school careers, to just let them know that when they go into college, they don't have to go through it all by themselves. And oftentimes we think as college students, we're the only ones experiencing certain things. And we just have to reach out to people, and someone is always there to provide answers. And it's sometimes difficult for us to do that as beginning college students, but just to encourage students to seek out assistance, because whatever they may need, they can usually find it on any college campus.
Wonderful. That is great advice and guidance. Well, Cara, Joan, thank you so much for lending your expertise on TRIO and student support services programs. We greatly appreciate it, and I'm sure all of our attendees do as well. Just a reminder, you can register for these and all Career Discovery webinars on the Career Discovery tab on our Career Compass website. If you registered for today's webinar, you will receive a recording, but you can also view it in the past presentation section of the website. So thanks everybody for attending today, and we will see you next time. All right, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.